What's up, everybody? Anime and Beer back again with a review. This time we're reviewing Dragon Ball Super Chapter 70. Before we dive in, just to explain a few things. Dealing with some family things, which is why videos have been scarce. Once again, you don't see Black Belt in anime. That's because he's off bettering himself. I'm not going to put his business out there, but ultimately he's just bettering himself. So hopefully next month, we're going to be seeing him again soon. But other than that, you got to deal with me and see my ugly mug once again. But other than that, again, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 70. This chapter was absolutely crazy. You guys can probably see our devotion to Dragon Ball Super at this point because things are just going haywire. So this time I come prepared, Bud Light. So you guys just sit back, crack open a cold one, and enjoy the show. I got my notes here. Came prepared this time. Dragon Ball Super Chapter 70. Last chapter 69, we left off with Granola making a wish with the Dragon Balls to become the strongest warrior in the universe. And this is where this chapter takes off at. Pretty much once again, we all know the wish. Granola wants to be the strongest warrior in the universe, so he's able to take down Frieza and Frieza's army so that he can get his revenge on what Frieza did to his planet of cereal years ago. Yeah, so the dragon pretty much tells Granola, I can grant it, but I can only make you as strong as you will potentially become. Pretty much saying, I can't make you the strongest because, later in the story we find out that they live for at least 2 centuries. Granola, his species, they live for 2 centuries, so 200 years old. So pretty much what the dragon was telling him is, I can make you strong, but I can only make you as strong as you will become within your 2-year lifespan. So in doing that, you still may not be the strongest in the universe, but I can grant you the wish under one condition. And we don't exactly find out yet what that condition is, so I'm going to let you know further down the line, but let's get in with the rest of the story. We jump back to Vegeta and Beerus, where Beerus is teaching Vegeta the technique of the gods of destruction, and that technique being destruction. Pretty much telling Vegeta that, this technique, you don't simply blow it up. You make it non-existent. You break it down to pretty much to its atoms, pretty much, I guess you can say. So Vegeta practices and he's finally able to do it with a little pebble. Finally gets it and tells Goku that, eventually I'm going to be able to do this with bigger things. Which at one point we and Goku are talking, and Whis pretty much asks Goku, like, how do you feel about Beerus teaching Vegeta? And Goku pretty much tells Whis, I don't care, he's his own man, so it really doesn't bother me. But, one of us is going to have to be the strongest. So at this point, it's just a competition as to who and when, pretty much. And after that point, we disperse back to Granola. We see the Dragon Balls disperse out and, do their Dragon Ball thing once you make the wish, which confirms that Granola accepted the conditions. And one thing you do note, that his hair does get longer, which means some type of transformation happens. Something happened to where, that's really the notable change that happens. His hair does get longer. like I said, the explanation further down the line will probably explain that. But other than that, that's the only change we get. We do see that he does make the wish. Dragonball disperse. There's only 2 of them, and they disperse along the planet and whatnot. Minato confronts Granola. He is waking up because Granola is seen testing his powers. He picks up a big boulder and pretty much dissipates it. Just, I don't know if that's destruction or just him just it's hard to say. I like to say it's destruction, but nah, I wouldn't say it is, but it would be nice to say that it is. But Minato pretty much tells them, so you must have made the condition. I know there's a condition, and you accepted it. And Granola's pretty much like, yeah. And Minato is pretty much like, okay, I know why you're doing this, but you have to be careful because being strong and showing it off is only going to bring trouble. Granola's like, whatever. I'm getting out of here. I gotta go find out where Frieza is. And then during all this, Whis is looking at his staff, and within his staff, he sees Granola, during the whole thing with Granola. And at that same time, the Oracle Fish is saying, yes, there is the strongest in the universe. Goku and Vegeta are trying to find out who it is. The Oracle Fish won't tell him. He flies off. They get mad, and Whis makes the comment, yeah, I see what's going on here, and this can lead to some turmoil. So this can be trouble. Yeah, Granola heads to the Heater's base to find out the location of Frieza and Frieza's army. When he arrives there, the Heaters, which is Elect, Oil, Gas, and Mackie, they pretty much tell him, like, yeah, you're not strong. We've had this conversation before. If you're feeling this way now, you must have had a dream. So just leave. And after we're done eating dinner, we'll talk about your dream and why you feel that we should tell you what Freezer is. And Granola pretty much says that I am strong and I can prove it. And Elec sends Oil after him first. Granola just makes light work of him. Pretty much end result is pretty much setting him up to be thrown into the ground. Pretty much set up a trap for him, and Oil fell to the ground, came back out the hole with the missing piece of slab, throws it at him, and Granola just deteriorates it once again like he did with the boulder. So 1 for Granola, 0 for the Heaters. Next up is Mackie. Mackie steps up. Pretty much Granola makes light work of her, using his scarf to wrap up her hands, toss her around like a rag doll, which I guess for the final blow that he was about to do, Gas steps in, slices the scarf. That way she doesn't get too badly injured. And right when Gas was about to step up, Elec stops him, says, you know what? You've shown enough. We believe you. So Elec asks him, what's up with this? What's going on? And Granola pretty much tells him. That I made a wish with the Dragon Balls, and Elec is like, okay, well, your planet has Dragon Balls. Granola's like, yep. And this is when we find out what the condition is, because Granola tells Elec, I need to know where Frieza is as soon as possible. Elec's pretty much like, what's the rush? Granola tells him, well, in order for me to have become the strongest in the universe, my lifespan has been cut pretty much he only has 3 years to live. Like I said, they live to be 200. Granola's now 50. So the math wasn't there in the manga. It was kind of off because he was like, my lifespan was cut by 150 years. Technically 147 because he only has 3 more years to live. But that was the condition. That was the big hitter. The condition to become the strongest in the universe was to pretty much cut the rest of his lifespan. So with only 3 more years to live, he pretty much tells Elec, I'm on a time schedule. You're gonna have to hurry this up. I'll go home, rest up, whatever, but you're gonna have to let me know what it is soon. Elec says yes, but after that, they're all sitting down. Elec, Gas, Oil, Mackie. They're all sitting down and they're discussing the plan that Granola has to take out Frieza and Frieza's army, and they're not for it, because their plan is to take out Frieza and take control of Frieza's army, where they feel that either Granola is going to take out Frieza and take control of the throne, or take out Frieza and Frieza's army, and then that's the end of everything. Like pretty much the heaters are like they have nothing else to work for. So Elec comes up with the big plan, which is pretty much the end of the chapter, to have Goku and Vegeta and Granola face off 2-on-1, because as you know, when Granola's planet was destroyed, it was also with the help of the Saiyans. And you see in previous chapters that the Saiyan apes also played a role in destroying this planet. So pretty much, Elec's plan is to have Goku and Vegeta meet up somehow with Granola. They face off because Elec knows Goku and Vegeta, there's no strongest in the universe or not. You are not taking these guys out. In a 2-on-1 assault, you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for the end. But pretty much that's the end of the chapter. Now, pretty much from here, we just see how Elec's plan is going to get put into motion, how Goku and Vegeta are going to meet up with Granola. My personal opinion, this is just going to be a typical Dragon Ball Super story. This is just going to be them meeting up, fighting. It's probably going to be some dialect involved where it's like, yes, we're Saiyans, but we had nothing to do with what our ancestors did. And I think it's going to be one of the things where it's going to be they're going to fight at first, then they're going to team up, then they're going to take out the heaters, and probably Frieza's army is going to get involved, or maybe not. I'm not sure. That's just that's a little bit of my theory. It's going to be a typical Dragon Ball Super story. They're going to start off as enemies and then end up allies. Just as simple as that. But again, the heavy hitters of this story is the fact that we find out that where there's a Namekian on a planet, there's bound to be Dragon Balls with their own sets of rules. And in Granola's case, since there was only 2 Dragon Balls, there's a lot of conditions and corners that have to be cut in order to really get a full effect of a wish. And the fact that wish just cuts your lifespan dramatically. So it's safe to say that Granola is fueled completely by just hate and anger and rage, and the fact that all he wants is revenge. That's all he's living for. And the fact that he's willing to cut his lifespan in half, it's like, after I do what I have to do, I have nothing else to live for. My life is complete. But once again, this is Dragon Ball Super is a monthly manga, so it won't be another month until we find out what happens, and things are getting crazy. Things are getting real heated. But other than that, guys, let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. Again, sorry videos have been scarce, but there's just a lot going on with me, my family. Everybody's fine, but just, I'm not going to get into it. But thanks for the support, guys. Again, maybe next month we'll see Black Belt in anime again. Again, he's bettering himself. So he might see this and comment his thoughts on it. But in the meantime, guys, thank you. Peace.